Well, okay, back again. It is Monday afternoon, probably around 5:30, 5:20 something. 5:20 something, who knows what. So it's 5 something and something else. And today, I haven't done anything on my car today, but I got a couple things in the mail, so I thought I'd cut those boxes open and try not to figure out what broke, or what I got. I think I know what one of them is. The other one I have no idea. These two things here and my trusty, I have a Leatherman, but I'm going to use this instead. And then I can tell you how my day went today. And then I'm going to do some stuff on this car. Namely, figure out where exactly this clutch pedal area from this firewall action do I get my pedal ratio thing at. But first, cut open or tell you about my day. Let's cut it open. Let's see what we got. All right, so open this knife up here, and I'll put you on a stand over here. My sister sent me that light. Works really good. Thanks, sis. I appreciate it. Pretty awesome of you. Okay, let's see what I got in the mail today. I don't remember what I ordered. I really don't. Okay. This, I don't know. It's from Ray's Car Parts. Thank you, Ray. It's like Christmas again. This is way too small to be the supercharger intake manifold I'm looking for. What is this? Stay there. Oh, who doesn't like blue dot taillights? Oh man, I love these. I heard a story about these blue dots, where they came from. That they were on emergency type vehicles, so that way people would know, or police officers, if someone was speeding, they would see the blue dot. I don't know if that's true or not. Probably not, but I like that story, so I'm going to pretend that's what's going to happen when I'm speeding. No, I won't be. Yeah, I'll be speeding. When I'm speeding, and I can pretend that, I'm an emergency vehicle, and I'm on the way to find good surfing location. I'm scouting, because that constitutes an emergency, right? Yeah. No, it does. It actually does. Just like with the whales. There's whale season here. We have humpback whales that come and mate and calve out here during the wintertime because it's shallow between the islands. And no, Molly, you cannot have a conversation. And people on the highway who've never seen whales before, which I guess I can understand, it's an emergency to them. So it's the first time they've seen a whale jumping out of the water, and they hit the brakes on the highway in front of everybody doing 45 or 50, which is great. Causes lots of problems, car accidents, and all sorts of angry people, myself included sometimes, just because of the principle of your driving. You should be watching the road instead of watching what's out there. This is a 0 to 30 ohm sender, which for those of you that don't know, until 1965, GM fuel tanks and the fuel gauges were 0 to 30 ohms. So this is a 0 to 30 ohm sender, universal length, all that fun stuff, so I can make it as high as I want it, raise this thing up to whatever I need. Here's the sender. It moves, so 0, 30, blah, blah, blah. In my custom tank that's in the car to match the stock fuel gauge, because I love the stock fuel gauge that bounces empty, full, empty, full, empty, full. I love that. That's my favorite. I really do love the stock gauges on 57s. All old cars and trucks, I think, should have good factory working gauges, and then some supplemental down on the bottom, extra stuff. Today, And the reason I got home so late was a buddy of mine that I surf with, his wife's car is a 2000 Honda Insight, which is a hybrid. And we were talking, I don't know, a couple months ago before my knee surgery about his Insight, and I said that I could fix the hybrid battery. And he asked me if I would help him out, and I finally got a chance to, so I went over there and gutted the Honda and pulled the hybrid battery apart and changed out a bad group of cells. And I thought, maybe you guys might want to see what one of those batteries looks like and the cells look like, because ooh, voodoo, scary. It has nothing to do with the 57 Chevy at all, nothing. But it does have to do with, electrics and all that fun stuff, and I like that stuff. So here is a battery pack for a Honda. This is another style, but essentially it's 20 7-cell setups that are 7.2 volts. Each one of these is like a D battery, and there's 6 cells in here, 1.5 volts, and it makes 7.2 volts out of that setup. And then these are put in, you can see like one end might be positive and the other end is negative, and that's the way they run them. Positive, negative, well, I've got some of these in and out, but the way you check one is you take a battery pack that is good, or take a battery pack that's bad, and you go through and you check all the cells, and you'll have like all of them varying from 7.2, 7.3 volts, 7.1, 7 point whatever, and then you'll have one that's like 6.9 or 6.8. In this case, this one that I was working on has plagued them for like 3 years, and it was all of them were above 7 volts except for one was a 6.8, and so I swapped mine out with one of these cells. But that particular battery pack had a series of resistors on the side of it in a tape that went to, there's a plate that goes on here that these all adjoin in the front and rear, and that's how they run like series and parallel. But this thing also has a temperature thermistor. Basically, it's a resistor that as the batteries get hot, it creates more resistance through the resistors, and that's how the computer knows that the battery's overheated. They turn the fan on, what group of cells is acting up, and I just pulled it apart and stuffed it in there and didn't pull the thermistor ribbon out because A, I wasn't 100% sure it needed it, and B, I wanted to do it twice, because why do it right the first time when you can do it again? And that's kind of what happened. So that's what I did today. And the car runs great, although I don't like how it shuts off when you put it in neutral coming to an intersection. Push the clutch in, put it in neutral, and the car just dies. And you put it in gear, foot on the clutch, and it fires back up again, and you drive away. I don't like that feeling. Like, it would really bother me if I come to an intersection and I can't listen to my small block and my, the choppity chop, potato camshaft going off. Like, if I can't hear that cam loop, what else is there living for? It plays the right music. I don't want a radio because I'd rather listen to that, that kind of stuff. It's like listening to a Harley Davidson versus, I don't know, a 4-cylinder Nissan with a fart can. I don't know, something like that. That's just my personal opinion. But anyway, that is what's inside those big scary batteries. Ooh, watch out, you'll electrocute yourself. But in all seriousness, they're 140 to 200 volts, depends on the system, how they put them together. Like Honda's 144 volts DC. And so if you're a welder, understand what I'm talking about, 144 volts DC can put out, a lot of amperage. So yeah, you can die if you're not careful. So just like the electrical system, they always undo the negative first. So you just undo the negative, and there you go. Back to being happy. All right, back on the 5.7. I'm going to set up some lights. We're going to go under the dash. We're going to move the clutch pedal all the way out, figure out where in these holes we're getting our travel, and that will determine where exactly on the firewall we're going to bore holes and all that fun stuff. So follow along in your manual, and I'll see you in just a second. Okay, so after going through a complete fit of craziness and psychotic behavior, which is probably what people would say happened, like that, because my camera won't stay where I want it to stay, which is totally awesome. I think I have everything set up so I can do what I want to do. Potentially, anyway. So I'm not in there, obviously. So what I want to see and what I want to know is where on this car, and I'm outside the firewall, obviously, you can see this sticking through the firewall. So I need to see where exactly am I going to stick this here, this thing, compared to, you know, where it is. So I think I'm going to take a clamp. I'll get you guys out here so you can see what I'm doing. And I think I can put you back where you are. Okay. Come on back out here to reality or whatever. So let's see, this, I'm probably going to try and clamp it, put a Jed clampet on it or something like right there-ish. Maybe I'll clamp it to something, and I just want it to sit there so I can keep an eye on it. I don't really have a way to clamp it from the inside. I suppose I could drill a quick hole and run a bolt through that. I suppose I could do that real fast, so let's see what happens. Here, I'll bend you down here so you can see what's going on here. Move some junk out of the way, and I'll grab my drill, and we'll make a hole or something. Or yeah, you know what I'm saying. We'll do something. We'll do something like this. Does that work? I mean, you can't really see it. But I think maybe if I put you on the fender. Can you see it if I put you on the fender? Maybe. Potentially. If I stick it right there, you can, but then you'll probably fall off, and then I'll get upset and use some colorful metaphors and be embarrassing. I don't want to do that. Technical difficulties. What? No, stupid. Alright. What size bit and hole and all that fun stuff is this thing going to be? Good question, I don't know. I probably should check my fancy bolt bin of stuff and see what fits this. That's not what I want. What did I grab that for? Stupid dumb guy. This is what I want, and some bolts. Okay, I'm just going to stick a top bolt in here. See what size this is. 3/8, no. 5/16 or the metric equivalent of it, probably. Okay, so I need to go down to something like that. Anyway, I'm going right here. So we're going to go. Now again, these are just mock-up holes because I'm going to be taking this thing apart and probably slotting it. It's probably going to end up being up here somewhere depending on the pedal ratio. But I want to see from the inside how far off that is. So we move this so it doesn't fall. And make me mad. And then you'll see me cry, and I don't want to cry because I'm a tough guy and tough guys don't cry. Or whatever. Big boys don't cry. Maybe we do. We do when our stuff doesn't work. That looks like that might work. There's a hole. Not drilling through the glass. Good idea. Where's a bolt? Wrong size. Where's the bolt I had in my hand? It's right there. Good job. Okay. Yeah, it fits. Ooh, and it might actually thread. This is not the correct tool for the job, but I'm using it. There's no nuts in there. Ooh, I might use a nut zert from my buddy Rob. I might drill a hole and use a nut zert. Now, I just want it to sit in there long enough for me to figure out where it's got to go. Well, it's actually in there. Not solid, but okay, let's go inside and see what we got going on. Grab the tape and see how that looks against the pedal, shall we? I agree. Be right back. Oh, I'm having technical difficulties. I don't know what the last thing you guys saw was. Pedal movement, I don't know. So, essentially what I got inside here is the clutch pedal, and I don't know why, I don't know if you guys see any of it. I'll see if I can piece it together, but I don't think it was working. Anyway, my lights were going crazy and doing stuff, but the pedal movement and where I've got this master mounted, I'll see if I can get that in there and see if you can see it. Let's look and see if this light will actually show what I'm looking at. Okay, can you guys see this? I'm thinking you can. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at right here. That's pedal height right there, and that is engagement. And I think with this top hole here, I have like 1.5 inch movement, and this one I have like almost 2.5 or 2.25 inches movement. So I'm gonna have to figure that out with the. I'm gonna get another light in here, and hopefully my camera doesn't do weird stuff and kill this scene too, because I filmed it a bunch of times. Why is this light not working? I filmed this already 3 times, but for some reason I'm incapable of making this video work in here. I don't know why. So I really can't mount this where I want to mount it. I don't know if I can get this to translate the way I'm trying to bring it across. I don't know, and I can't get this to mount there. So there's that, and there's that. I don't know if I can get this camera to sit here and wedge where I want it to sit. I don't think it's gonna. So I'll try it from down here and see if I can make this thing. See if you can see it. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm hoping you can. I'll get down here and look from where you're looking. Okay, can you see up here? Can you see that rod? Maybe you can, okay. So from the top here, there goes my light again outside. I'm trying to get this thing to go where I want it to go. Okay, so here's my tape. So we're just gonna have to play along and pretend this actually is sitting in the right spot. I have to adjust it. This is when it would be nice to have like 4 hands or 5 hands. So let's see if we can get this to work. Okay, here we go. We're going to go underneath here where I want it to go. We'll see if we can read this. So, pedal movement. This is the pedal height. I'll put you here. Pedal height. So I need to know is where exactly. That looks like about 5 inches. If my camera's working, 5 inches, or my mic, 5 inches to all the way to the floor. It's roughly 4.5 maybe on the bottom hole or the top hole. The bottom hole right there, I'll have to draw some straight edges. It looks like it may be 2 inches. So I want to be like right about there to there, full pedal. So yeah, I don't know what that's going to look like yet. Oh, and I had a really good time in here. If you look, There's no wiring because it was in my way and it made me angry. And it had a fit and I cut it out. Yeah, it was really fun because I'm crazy. And I don't like it when things don't go the way I want them to go because I'm a giant child. Anyway, shut these lights on. I told you, I act like I'm 15 or 16 and I drive like I'm 15 or 16. Just like John Force. Yeah, so that's where we are. Potentially, this may end up going lower. And then I may actually stick this, if it doesn't go right here, it's probably going to go the way Rob told me to do it and the way it used to be done in the old days, was I might stick it by the shifter in the tunnel or over beside the seat on the frame where I can run the rear brake line to it and I can adjust this for rolling burnouts. That'd be kind of fun. And put the line lock right there. This right there. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, I'm winging it. See you guys later. This might be a long video. I'll edit tonight and it'll be out tomorrow for your enjoyment. Or you can laugh at me while I'm suffering. See ya.